What is up, everybody? It's me, Johnny G. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to react to the recent Arknights 2025 Thank You Celebration stream from the CN broadcast. We're going to be using the stream that was on the Riverview Workshop channel in order to react to this. And as always, we're going to look at the main points of the stream, what was talked about. And I'll do my best using Google Lens again on my phone to be able to translate certain things that are seen on screen so we could read them, get a glimpse of them, and try to break down what we're seeing about the new characters, the new event, and so on. We'll have trailers that we'll get to watch. We'll have new things that will be revealed, whether it's different things upcoming in the game, rerun events, and story, and even merch stuff. They always do this during these celebration streams, and they're so much fun to watch. So let's take a look at the main points, and I will link in the description the stream that we're using. Again, we'll be taking the video from the Riverview Workshop channel in order to review this. So let's jump in and see what's up next for us, coming soon in Arknights. All right, here we go. So let's get started. Now, initially at the beginning of the stream, they had some like character voice stuff where they basically just had some people, the voice actors and things for different characters coming in and doing some well wishes because of the anniversary, as usual, the celebration. They do this as kind of a fanfare thing, and I like it. It's pretty cool, but we'll kick some things off here. I think we get started right away with the trailer here, which is pretty cool. Ooh, nice jacket. That's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of techwear stuff like that. I really like it. I'd love to have some someday.
难道说，别急，现在我们就来看一看谢拉格究竟发生了怎样的变化吧。
Okay, here we go. Oh, we're back to Kjerag. Young Silverash. Metch. Pramanix. She's so cute. I adore her. Everybody in the comments seems to like it. Oh, wow. Ring's playing like a chessboard. Huh. Fire. Ooh, the airships. Is Kjerag going to war? Is she disappearing? Is Kjerag disappearing? Oh my god. Huh. Oh, she looks so pretty. Look at that. Oh, wow. in the train. Oh, wait a second. Okay, Colombia, Minos, Siesta, Victoria, Litanian, Casimir's, Bolivar. I mean, there's Laterana. There's all these different places are marked with something. This one's fallen, though, over by Colombia. There's Sammy. I wonder what is there significance to that? Ooh, here we go. Here's our operator reveal. We're getting some crazy new operators here, guys. So this is exciting. I'm anxious to find out more about them. I did see this much when I was away at the time when this was live, so I had to kind of catch a little bit on my phone. So I caught enough to see what the operators were, but that was about it. Retracing our steps. Here we go, new operators. Snow Hunter, a sniper. Astgenne the Light Chaser, an altar. D-cell binder. Here we go. Pramanix the Purita. Up time. Caster, Phalanx Caster. Oh my. Silverash the Rainfrost. Wow, look at him. Nice fit. Cool artwork. Look at the head. Oh, is that cool? Wait, what did that say he was again? I missed it. He is a Vanguard strategist. Okay. Interesting. I don't know if I really expected him to be a Vanguard, but that's pretty cool. So 3 alters, guys. 3 new alters being revealed as part of this event. Not 1, not 2, 3. That is a little bit unexpected and unprecedented. Retracing our steps. Now. Wait a second here. One thing we could take from this artwork. Whoop, we got to backtrack just a little bit more. This is Victoria. This is the Duke and Victoria. What's going on here, though? Sargon? No, maybe not. I see like some horns and stuff going on, and I can't quite tell who this is. Is that supposed to be Astgenne? I don't think so. That doesn't, maybe? I can't quite tell who this is. But, this whole side is kind of giving me vibes like, Sargon. But, woo, we have new skins. So, hold on. We're flying past a little bit too quick for me here. So let's take a look. We have a new skin here for Estelle. That one's pretty. We have Holheak. Okay, we have Vina Victoria. Siege Altar. Glorious Path. That one's pretty. A beautiful, almost reverse wedding dress style here for Civilite Eterna. instead of an all-white dress, it's a black dress with a black veil and a bouquet kind of thing going on. This is quite an interesting idea of them. Theme is life, keywords past and story. That, man, that really hits in the feels though when you think about it. Like, man, that's a good one though. That is a really, really pretty design. I'm super excited for that, and for it to be live 2D. And then Pookie! Of course, Pookie's getting a new skin. Unruly Humbleness. God, she's beautiful. What a selection for the skins. New archives. Rerun for Portatori Devoluti. The Dark Knight Terminator. Crown Slayer. A new skin as well. That one's pretty sick. 2 new operators here, Hadiya and Akkord. So this looks like gazelle and ram or something, like mountain type. Pretty neat. We got some new module updates. Ooh, module for Hoheak. Let's go. Okay. Of course, we'll get lucky strips again. Furniture. Beautiful furniture sets. Carlin Trade. That's a pretty cool one. Nice. Very cool. A very cool initial look here. And again, we're getting 3 new alters. All right, so first up through looking at our new operators, we have Silverash the Rainfrost, Vanguard Strategist. He's got some sick E2 art here, though. I really like what's going on. So let's take a look here at what we've got on screen. So there's 3 things here that are on. Let's try to translate them. First talent, Open Start. That's the top thing here. It says, when present, adds Eye of Snow to the deployment area and arranges the deployment according to the deployment cost. The initial skill of the operator to its left, and Rinyu Silverash is increased, and the next deployment time is shortened. So I'm assuming that just means the initial skill of the operator to its left and Silverash is increased. So maybe they're getting an initial skill buff, and then next deployment time is shortened. So redeployment time is going to be decreased as well. Second talent, the middle one, Snow Pioneer. When on the field, Kjerag's camp operators are immune to freezing, have increased defense, and recover a certain amount of maximum health per second. After Silverash is on the field for a period of time, the defense and health recovery effect are doubled. So basically, what that does is enable anybody that's part of the Kjerag faction to essentially become immune to freezing. So anytime somebody uses something on them or a technique or something, if you remember in the Degenbreaker event, where there was more or less the if you didn't have those things ignited, the furnaces, you would basically become frozen after a period of time. So this would make them kind of immune to that, anybody that's a Kjerag operator, because they're essentially used to the cold. Why not? But then they can recover a certain amount of health per second. So they'll get recovery buffs as well from Silverash, which is pretty neat. But then ultimately, in the end, you've got him himself getting an increased defense and health recovery. And then the characteristic is he is a block 2, so he can block 2 enemies at once. Interesting. So now let's take a look at skills. Our first skill up here is Strategy of Maneuver. Immediately gain a few points of deployment cost. The cost of the operator closest to the Eye of Snow in the deployment area is reduced a little. Prioritize the right side guard, magician, sniper operator, so casters and snipers. And after deployment, gain a barrier equal to a certain percentage of the maximum health of Silverash. Okay, so he's going to regenerate DP. And the cost of the operator closest to the Eye of Snow in the deployment area is reduced a little. Prioritize guard, caster, and sniper operators. So that Eye of Snow and his talent that appears, his first talent that appears on the field, is going to have an effect in this. So whoever's closest to it on that's a guard, caster, or sniper, after deployment, gain a barrier equal to the certain percentage of the maximum health of Silverash. Okay. Interesting. Let's see it in effect here. So obviously you have Norkorn there. Got a barrier. Because they're within his Eye of Snow. He gained DP. They're gaining a barrier. And they're ready to go. That makes a few different operators now that have barrier-based skills. That's not something I kind of expected from him, but considering this whole thing seems to be themed around him being like a military strategist of some sort, that, I guess, kind of is fitting for somebody like him, wanting to protect your troops, protect your people. So I like the idea of that. Interesting. Like the cute little teddy bear looking monster. All right, and now we have the second skill. Second skill, defend against the enemy. Deals physical damage equal to a certain percentage of attack power to several enemies in front, causing them to fall into a cold state for a certain period of time and lose their concealment. Oh, okay, so physical damage to a certain percentage of attack power to several enemies in front. So this must have a wide range of some sort, and whichever enemies are within that range, they're going to get a percentage of damage equal to his attack, and they can get affected by cold, which also loses concealment. So if there's an enemy that's invisible, I'm assuming, they wouldn't be concealed anymore. The cost to the operator closest to the Eye of the Snow in the deployment area is reduced, prioritizing the right-hand guard, caster, and sniper operator. When all operators are to the left of Eye of Snow deployed, they will cast the area of effect of this skill once with their own power up to 2 times, can be recharged 2 times. So his skill is splitting things into left and right. So on the right side, they gain reduced deployment. The left side casts an AoE effect of this. Let's see it in action with the video here. Okay, so there's his blade skill. Okay, so they can use the skill. Interesting. So again, when it comes to these translations that I'm doing, again, we're using Google Lens to translate these things here, these groups of text. So it's tough to say if they're actually going to be legitimately accurate, but we're doing the best we can to try and understand what's being shown on screen, what they're talking about. And you could see that River V has something going on. River V Workshop has something going on that's doing like an auto translation, which is kind of cool. But if you watch it, you can notice that it changes on its own as things go, as the people continue to talk. So it's hard to get the full picture from that with as fast as they're going. Now, I do see, again, Norkorn deployed. So he gets the effect and he's able to use the attack. However, you can also see the freezing effect on this enemy here. It's now frozen. So that's pretty cool. Okay, and last but not least, we have his third skill. Now, third skill says, change has arrived. The attack range is expanded and enemies within the range are unable to hide. So no concealment for any of the enemies within his skill range. The attack causes a certain percentage of physical damage and a certain percentage of vulnerability to the linear range, immediately restores the redeployment cost, and continuously restores the deployment cost. Oh, immediately restores deployment cost and continuously restores deployment cost. So that's going to keep increasing your DP so that you could deploy people quicker. That's pretty cool. But certain percentage of physical damage and vulnerability to those within range. When first activated, the deployment zone with the highest cost, prioritizing guard, caster, and sniper operators, will be traded with the lowest cost operator. After the skill is activated, Eye of Snow becomes deployable. Okay. Let's see how that works then. Okay, DP constant. He's using attack. Norkorn's out. He's got a similar attack going on.
技能期间也会持续恢复费
So in a
用。
way, it's almost,
比较特
again,
殊的是
still
第一次开启技能时
like a
会
play
优
on
先
skill
选择
too,
带
but you
部
can see how
付
far the
费用
range
最
is.
高的
Any
境
enemy
内
that enters that
攻击
range
或术士
is
干员
affected,
和费用最低的
and
干
the
员
operators
交
can
换基
use
础部署费
kind
用。
of copy his
哇，那
skill,
岂不是
whoever
可
you
以通
deploy
过
that
费用交换
is
让一些
prioritized by
高
the
费干
effect
员
of
十
that.
分迅速的加入战场？
That's pretty
看来
cool.
开局布阵的速度可以大大加快啊！
是的，而且
That's
这
going to
还不
be
是
like
这
a
个技能最
bonus
常用的
range thing. And if you're really smart, obviously you can tell his kit is all designed surrounding working with others, commanding the troops, so to speak. This is really heavily themed with having somebody reliable out there that has, you know, high HP, high attack, and things like that, that's going to be able to utilize his ability at the same time. So to me, this seems like something where you definitely want somebody paired with him that is going to be able to be fitting for this, or like in this case, a good defender that will be able to attack and use his skill and potentially won't be of detriment for you to allow them to copy Silverash versus using whatever their effect is. If they're like a defender like Shu, you probably wouldn't want to use her in this kind of situation, but somebody like a Noir Corn or maybe a Spot or one of your base defenders would be really good for this kind of a role. But there are some other operators as well, because they're showing us defenders, but it was also saying about prioritizing caster and sniper operators. So you may be able to get away with using a decent level caster or sniper that this would really benefit, you know, using them with.
开
So
启技
pretty
能
cool,
后
pretty cool
领
kid.
域营会的攻击范围也会扩大，
He's
并附带
decent.
反应。攻击会向目标方向
I
劈
don't
出
know
直线型的
what I
剑光
really
对
expected
直
out
线
of a
范围内的敌
Silverash
人造
altar,
成
but it
伤害
certainly
和
wasn't
脆
this.
弱效果。
But the
哦，是。
whole idea and things surrounding him being like a commander type like that is quite interesting. I like the style of what they're going for with him.
说完了银灰，
All
那
right,
我们再来
next
看
up we
看
have
希拉格的
Pramanix
圣
the
女术士吧
Prerita.
在应对
Caster,
希拉格威胁的过
Phalanx
程中
caster.
数学也
So
变得更加成熟，也在战斗
Cool
中获
choice
得
for
了
a
新的力量。
subclass for her.
圣灵
I
初
like
学
that.
是术士中的阵法术士，通常时不攻击，且
And
防
her
御力和
also
法术抗性大幅
beautiful,
提升。
beautiful
在技
E2
能开
art.
启时，攻击造成群体法术伤害。
圣灵初雪的天赋
Okay.
一，无
So
垠
let's
的
take a
水
look
井
at her talents and stuff here. So first up, we have first talent, Endless Snow Scenery. The ground within the attack range will periodically produce a layer of snow. Enemies passing through the ground will immediately receive magic damage equivalent to a certain proportion of the attack power. So arts damage equivalent to a portion of the attack. Okay. That's pretty cool. 1 second here. It's kind of rebuffing. That's weird. All right. Let's get this translated. There we go. Okay. Each layer of snow will reduce the movement speed of all enemies passing by, and the maximum number of layers can be stacked. The snow disappears when the first enemy leaves the area. So the layers are going to continue to stack. Okay. That's pretty cool. And they're going to reduce movement speed as well as deal arts damage. Pretty interesting. Second talent, Blessing of the Holy Mountain. Chills the enemy for a few seconds when taking damage. If fatal damage is taken, it will immediately restore all health and freeze itself for a few seconds, freezing all enemy units within the attack range for a longer period of time. So if that's what if I'm interpreting this correctly, does that mean that if she takes fatal damage, it's kind of like, for example, more recently, to be able to compare this Blaze altar, where if Blaze takes damage, she drops and starts to restore her health and stuff. Could that be what this is saying? All health and freeze herself for a few seconds. So it's almost like she's freezing herself, creating a barrier, and then restoring all her health, freezing all enemy units within the attack range for a longer period of time. Okay. And then her characteristic, her trait, is normally does not attack and normally attack and defense and spell resistance are greatly improved. When the skill is activated, the attack causes group arts damage. Okay, so it sounds like wide range. Is that basically normally does not attack and defense? Spell resistance is greatly improved. Oh, wait. Could it be, is she going to be one of those where she doesn't attack unless you activate her skills? I guess we'll find out as we watch. That's interesting.
使得出血
I didn't expect that out of her,
地面地块
but
会不断地
I love
产生
Pramanix.
积雪，
So
敌人踩上
okay, so we have skill number 1 for her. Let's go ahead and try to translate this. It says bell sound blowing snow. Immediately deals magic damage equal to a certain percentage of attack power to all enemies within range, chills them for a certain period of time, and pushes them towards the deployment direction with moderate force. The snow then spreads to the ground ahead with an upper limit, can be recharged 2 times. Okay, so immediately deals arts damage equal to a percentage of attack to all, to all enemies within the range, chills them for a certain period of time, then pushes them toward the deployment direction with moderate force. Snow then spreads on the ground ahead. Okay.
并将积
Let's
雪
see how it
朝自
works.
身部署方向扩散。
Okay. So they're beginning to freeze. They got pushed forward.
迅速冻结。
这么大范围的位移
Okay.
技能还有控制效果
And they're taking
已经开始
arts
期待
damage.
博士们会整出怎么花活了。
接下
Okay.
来是圣灵
Now here's her second skill. This one says frost waves covering the mountain. Each attack causes arts damage equivalent to a certain portion of attack power. Then when the snow accumulates to more than a certain number of layers, it will spread to the surrounding area. There is an upper limit. Okay, so it's limited to how many layers. Enemies on the ground on the snow will continue to suffer arts damage. When the enemy leaves the snow, they will be cold for a certain period of time. When the snow accumulates to a certain number of layers at the target point will become frozen. So it's going to continuously freeze them and afflict cold,
二技能开启后啊，当蓝莓
and then
位置出了
eventually
积雪
cause them
达
to
到
be
一定程度
frozen,
时
and
会形
it's
成
constantly dealing
冻
arts
住蓝莓
damage.
阻挡敌人进入目标
And you
地
can see it's got a
相当
wide
于
range
给
of
目标
attack.
点多加了一道稳固的保护，是很有效的御敌手段。
接下来再
Those are
看
some
三技
heavier
能
enemies.
群山
Obviously,
扶
they're
手
slowed down with her
森林
skill,
驱
with
者
her
攻击范围
speed.
扩
But
大，同
all right, we have her third skill now. Third skill, Mountain's Bow. The attack range is expanded, immediately guiding all enemies within the attack range to the accessible ground around itself for a certain period of time. Snow generation speed is accelerated, attack power is increased, attack speed is increased, and the attack ignores a certain amount of target arts resistance. Each attack causes magic arts damage equivalent to a certain percentage of attack power. So, immediately guiding all enemies within the attack range to the accessible ground around itself for a certain period of time. So it's pulling enemies inward towards her and giving her arts resistance, but constantly dealing arts
时还
damage.
会拥有诱导效果。攻击范围内
See,
的所有
okay,
敌
so
人
yeah,
都会
see,
朝
it's
向
pulling
初
them
始所在的
in
位置
closer to
俯首
her,
而来，向
and
初
she's
始周围
dealing
可达地面
damage
地块
and
移
just
动
boom,
到
boom,
达
boom.
目的
That's
地后
kind
呢
of
诱导效果仍会持续
similar. Like,
直至
I
诱
don't
导
see a
全结
ton
束
of difference in between how all her skills work, so you could probably interchange them in a lot of situations. But like this one is pulling enemies closer, where the other, it's just expanding her range, and as they're like walking, they're freezing the enemies and things like that. Now that's the one difference with this one, is it's not causing them to get cold or to become frozen essentially. So that's quite an interesting thing to
这
think
关敌人
about.
可不少。
是辅助
And
中
next
的
up,
牛之
we
师
have Astgenne the Light
攻击造成
Chaser.
法术伤害，还能
So
对敌人造成
she
停
is
顿
a supporter D-cell
她的天
binder.
赋一数据
Let's
建
take a
模
look at
使得自身
her information here. Try to move stuff just so we can see and translate. Let's take a look at her talents and her trait. So, first up here, first talent is data modeling. When causing a pause effect on the enemy, it increases your own attack speed, which can be stacked up to several times. So her first talent, if the enemy is stopped, slowed, blocked, or something, when causing a pause effect, that's what I think of. Okay, it increases attack speed and can be stacked several times. Second talent is energy analysis. Enemies within the attack range will be subject to a certain degree of vulnerability. If the enemy stays within the attack range of the tracing light star source for more than a few seconds, the vulnerability will be further increased. Okay, and then her trait. The attack causes magic damage and causes a brief pause to the enemy. So her attacks are going to slow the enemy, and they're going to cause arts damage. That's basically what I'm getting from that. Okay.
再来看看技能方面，一技能星途闪烁开启
And her first skill here. First up, we have Star map flashes. Attack power is increased, and the attack can jump repeatedly between enemies, up to several times. Okay. Let's see how that works. Okay, so it's going through and tracing between different enemies. That's pretty cool.
看来速光星源还保留了部分炼术师的特性，而在别的技能中。
And you can see they definitely kind of like have a brief pause. They're slowed down for a little bit, and then they take the damage. Now here we have second skill. Second skill, Star Thorn Force, or Star Gravity it changed to. The next attack targets several enemies farthest from the target point within the attack range. So several enemies farthest from the target point within the attack range, causing arts damage equivalent to a certain proportion of the attack power. The pause time caused by the attack is extended to several seconds, and the maximum number of enemies near the target are linked and pulled together toward the target position with a certain force, causing the same arts damage at the same time. Okay, so see what happens. We had 3 enemies there. It attacked the first one and then sucked the other 2 together, slowed them all down, and like it slowed this one greatly, and then boom, pulls them together, and they all taking damage now together. That's an interesting, very interesting skill. I like that. I like how that works. I like operators that have that ability to pull others together, like enemies and stuff together. It makes for a fun like mass attack thing. If you can get a whole bunch of enemies in one area and then just start attacking them with something like Blaze's skill or third skill, that's incredible. All right, third skill, Parallel Chain. The attack range is expanded. The attack power is increased. The attack interval is shortened, and multiple enemies are continuously locked for attack. The locked enemies will be linked to each other. Each enemy linked will transfer a certain percentage of the upcoming arts damage to other linked enemies. Okay, let's see how that works. Okay, so you can see there's a link between them, and she's damaging. She's got a barrier. Okay. And look how she's got a decent range. She's even got a little bit of range behind her, which is pretty cool. She got pretty wide range of coverage for her there. I like. I actually might use her. That's pretty cool. Pulling the enemies together, and again, like Blaze Alter, when they're all together between her damage and then using a third skill like that, where you can just continue to deal mass damage, you could wipe large crowds of enemies quick, especially on a stage where they throw a bunch at you at once. That's pretty cool. So next up, let's see, what is this? We have Carlin Trade R&D, Nourishing the Heart That Freezes. What exactly are we seeing here? This kind of looks like something like a minigame type thing, or within the event. Allocate points for renovation planning, advance, collect resources, complete the collection target, and obtain the reconstruction value. Okay. So you apply points and work on reconstruction. Okay. So yeah, it's some sort of mini game thing. Interesting. Okay, and now we have 2 new operators, and these are in the store with the red certificates. So you'll be able to use the purchase certificates to get them. So as you can see, we have a caster and we have a guard here, Akkord and Hadiya. Let's get some more information about them. So we have Hadiya here, who's a mercenary guard. And let's see. Sword Horn Edge. Spend a certain amount of deployment cost to combine the sword and staff, expand the attack range, increase the attack power, and attack multiple targets at the same time. During the skill, you could spend a certain amount of deployment fee to use equipment resilience to increase the duration of the skill. Interesting. I like her artwork. Nice. All right, so now we're going to get a little bit of a look at our outfits. And they're throwing a spooky first. I adore her. And then Civilite Eterna. Such beautiful costumes. Siege, Vina Victoria. Holhawk. Beautiful. Beautiful
和
new
维纳维多利亚的
skins.
时
I
装
love it.
同时也是动态时装，其中荒芜拉普兰德和魔王的时装还含有入场动画和时。
See what I mean? Okay, the way this auto translate is going on the bottom. If you look at the bottom of the screen, the costumes of the Demon King of Desolate Lappland and Wiener Victoria. Wiener Victoria. We're just going to leave that as it is.
装专属语音。
Okay.
不必摘帽，
Ooh.
您现在就是这家酒吧的 boss。拉普兰德与他的狼群竭诚为您服务。
Oh, the hats on them. I love it. The hats on the wolves.
営業のバーに何でもできるバーテンダー。それからとっても
Bartender.
シンプルなルールが一つ。今日一日は君がボスで、こ
Oh,
の
look.
全てを好きにして構わない。
Ice Cube. And the wolf symbol on the coin. That's awesome.
全部ドリンクメニューに加えておくからね。
New voice lines and stuff. Ooh, she pours a drink. Lappland, the bartender. She could serve me a drink anytime.
这份生前记录只
All
属于
right,
我
Civilita Terna.
他们离你很遥远，
Get a glimpse at her.
甚至离那之前的你也是。这是200年前的故事，是泰拉的特雷西亚的过去。テレジアの記憶に深く潜るというのは不思議な感覚だわ。
So pretty. So beautifully well done.
私の中に存在してい
Unbelievable.
るものなのに、こうして記憶を探るのはまるで読者になっている気分。ええ、本当に不思
She
議
still
な
has
感
that
覚
pretty
よ。
smile, regardless.
このディープダイブの記録はあなたに見せるつもりはないわ、ドクター。
Nice. Very well done. Vina
谢下大家
Victoria.
换上礼服，金发的议长登上阶梯，将要去参加一场圣礼。殿堂的穹顶洒下天光，为他与他的国家照亮前行的路。
All right, so this is just going to show us here stuff about the banner. So the banner featuring both siblings, 2 6 stars on the banner, a shared oath of guardianship is what it's called. We have a free, obviously a limited 10 pull for both of them, a free daily pull, and then of course our lucky strips to help us give a little bit more pulls and things like that. So that's going to help aiming towards them. I definitely want Pramanix for sure. I'd like to have them both, but Pramanix definitively is a need. So, and then of course, once you reach 300 pulls, you'll get a free Silver Ash. Make sure you save those because if you get those 300 pulls, you can claim him for free and then you'll still have the 300 certificates that you can use towards somebody else to spark in the shop. And here it's just showing we have reduced cost for both Dusk and Near the Radiant Night. So if you don't have those operators, anybody interests you in there, you could still have 100 certificates if you claim him and pick one of them as well. So pretty interesting. But you got to make sure that you reach the 300 to claim him first before you go using it on them, because then otherwise you have to climb back up, which is never fun.
领取4限定干员。此外，从本期限定寻访开始。
Learn a Terra fact
Okay,
over a chug
ooh.
bottle of soda.
Learn a Terra fact
Number
over a chug
5.
bottle of soda.
Who was the first car crash victim? In
I love these
759
animations.
Victoria, an engineer yanked a lever, and the first wheeled Originium external combustion engine yeeted itself into a wheat field. Though it only lasted 4 seconds before breaking apart, its flying wheels still found a victim, little George. The lone scarecrow in the field who literally took one for the team. But poor little George could never have imagined how, in the next 300 years, people would mount entire cities onto Originium-powered vehicles. Nomadic cities won the race against catastrophic clouds.
Why'd that look
This
like a butt
victory redrew
that he
the
ran into?
entire face of Terra. Explorers could now reach farther corners of the world. Envoys gained the means to weave between nations. Even city maps carried by messengers were
Why they gotta make
changed.
fun of her?
They must now include plenty of timetables. But many argue that the true rightful holder of the title, the first car crash victim, should be the director of the Gaulish Empire's first arsenal. He lost his left leg while inventing the internal combustion engine. and therefore decided to place every car's control pedal on the right side before they roll off assembly lines. Another dubious first was Captain Fleming, who dedicated his life to making vehicles fly. When he got into an accident in Colombia, he reached a whopping speed of 430 kilometers per hour, a record that still stands today. According to rough estimates, this land sees around 3,000 car accidents every day.
Vigil with little bobbleheads of Texas and Lappland in wolf form. That's pretty cool.
Infections. And every year, this results in a number of infected
comparable
to the total casualties of a regional war. Perhaps ever since the fall of Little George, the Originium industry has been running at full throttle. But look at these horrific stats. Maybe it's time we remember the other pedal we've got called the brake. Maybe it's time to slow things down a bit.
Hit the brakes.
Learn something new over a chug bottle of soda. Subscribe to my channel. More secrets of Terra await.
They really need to just make a channel and have nothing but those animations. That'd be great. Okay, what do we got here? Rhodes Island logo. Oh my god, is it supposed to be floppy disk drive? Ooh, wait, multiple paths. Is it a new IS mode? Stronghold Protocol, oh, new Stronghold Protocol mode. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we got a trailer for a teaser for a new Stronghold Protocol. The first one was fun. I enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. It's a new Stronghold Protocol.
另外，为了让博士们充分体验玩法，本期模拟作战将会开启2次。更多内容就请博士们在本轮活动上线后亲自来体验吧。在后续版本中啊，新一期的引航者试炼也
Trials for Navigator 06.
大家熟悉的那些老朋友。
Okay. Oh wow. Oh wow. Look at the enemies list. Oh boy, that's interesting. I love seeing him again. Mudrock, the Witch King, and Fremont. I love it. Love seeing his sprite like that. Fremont's so cool. Okay. So he's Garden of Grotesqueries integrated strategy. So this is the new IS mode that was announced a while back. That's cool. We don't have that yet in global, of course.
并增加新的分队、收藏品和通宝。古今学识中也会增设新的全新节点，供博士们进一步成长变强。
Ancient and modern knowledge.
古怪的物件出现在救援中，就请博士们一探究竟啦。此外，我们的老朋友预设参数，也就是博士们常说的种子模式，也将在第2次内容拓展时迎来限时复刻。欢迎博士们多多分享自己的超级护具。
Ooh, someone in the comments said Wang is the final boss for the IS6 expansion. Interesting.
还有各种各样好玩的种子，已经等不及要在修缮后的界园酣战一番了。
接下来我们要讲述的是一位英雄的故事，也是米诺斯这个英雄的故乡建立的历史。亚塞努斯，一切要从这座城市说起。在非常非常久远的从前。 花园中还没有建起崇拜英雄的神殿，一帮人的铁蹄踏上了这片丰饶的土地，拿惯了铁犁与笔的手。
Oh, good. Minos is a place we haven't explored a lot of yet, so it's going to be cool to know some more about that. Finally.
在悲痛的呼号中，走出了漂泊的诗人克瑞斯拉，那是他的名字。不，英雄不会从一开始就是英雄。 克瑞斯拉在起初也只是个逃避战乱的孩子，绝望与恐惧将他驱向了河魔伊山，直至他力竭倒地。在朦胧的视线中，山岩裂开了口子。英雄当有超越常人的勇气，群山说道。是的，群山在他面前开口。
This is animated really pretty.
一个又一个英雄的故事。 将英雄的气概倾注在克瑞斯拉的心中，让伤痕累累的手重又握住了战旗。岂有不可战胜的敌人？岂有牙兽能吞食高山？这就是奇妙的命运。 有时成为英雄，只需要一个简单的契机。克瑞斯拉的诗篇就此在爱情平原回响。他传唱群山讲述的故事，诗篇也将他的故事传唱。
Ooh, visually more animal-like
克瑞斯
people in
拉
this
夺得
one.
关键的一胜，渴望成为英雄的人们
More
走
along
向
the
这
lines
片
of like
群山环
Spot
绕的花
and
园。
Hung and characters like that, the way they look.
亚塞努斯
Pretty
变
cool.
成了米诺斯的第一座城。以上就是古亚塞努斯建成的传奇故事啦。听起来是有些荒诞的成分，不过米诺斯人的传说就是这么夸张的。今年我们博物馆将开启米诺斯主题特展。
Oh, look at her.
不久后，我也会前往新亚塞努斯城
Nice to
开
see
展
her
文化交
again.
流活动。还有什么没讲？此处
Minoan
也有
themed
策划
special
活动
exhibition.
时间不够，算了。那么，欢迎大家光临我们法尔贾万达巴德博物馆的特展，领略米诺斯诗篇与英雄文化的魅力。
So they're opening a new exhibit at the museum. That's
博
funny.
物馆的藏品真是琳琅满
Cool.
目。哎，
Okay, so they're optimizing something here. Let's take a look and see what this is. Translate. Optimized use of sanity potion. The medicine will be used automatically after it expires. Regardless of whether it is automatically used or not, the redemption sanity cannot exceed 999. So if you haven't used sanity potions and they're going to expire, instead of them automatically expiring and just disappearing, it will actually automatically use it if your sanity is below 999. So that's kind of an interesting
自
thing.
动销毁，而
Okay, and what is this? So, lead function optimization, quickly deliver duplicate leads and quickly place clues. Okay, so quick functions, insertion of clues and quick transfer of repeated clues. Oh, okay.
重复线索一次性赠送给缺少
So that's going to
对应线索的
speed
好友
up
这下子
giving and
可以带
receiving
来
clues,
进
it
行放
seems,
置
in the
和传
base.
递线索的操作负担。
Okay.
除此之外呢，
Subsequent versions will take effect. Skill specialization level is limited. Optimization of combat assistance. Oh. So is this like automatically optimizing skills and then working on your modules and stuff as
驻
well?
战干员的练度限制
Interesting.
优化后啊，
Optimize the station assistant system to remove the
无论当前
burden
队伍
of
干员最
assistant
高等级是多少
operators.
无论与驻战博士是否为好友关系，都可以按照驻战干员的原本练度
No
来
matter what the highest level of the current team's operator is, regardless of whether he's a friend
使用
with
干
the
员。
assistant,
驻战干员的等级
or
模
not
组
you can use the operator to assist the battle according to the original training level of the main battle operator.
和技能3金不再受限。希望这样可以让新老博士们更顺畅地接到自己想要的
I'm
干
sure
员，
exactly
更
what
方便
that
使用
means,
驻战
but
干员完成
okay.
各类任务。
Learn a Terra fact
Oh,
with
cool.
a chug bottle of
Another
soda.
Terra fact animation. Let's go.
Number 6. Competitive sports across Terra.
Ooh,
We've
this
got
is
an
something I've
amusing
wanted to know
message here.
about.
Professor Erickson, I failed to get tickets to Kazimir's special night tournament, but my roommate claims it's no big deal.
Pringles.
He says night competitions are just glorified marble games. How do I clap back? Sorry, champ, but your roommate might be right this time. In fact, one of the goals of all sports, including night competitions, is to find out who's better. The difference lies in how that plays out. At a Sargon bazaar, you'll often see crowds gathered around a large box, watching two gloom pincers pitted in a fight to knock their rival's armor off. Meanwhile, in Sami, they don't even need a box anymore. Because when your gladiators are the size of small mountains, they prefer to do battle au natural, with cheers from all around. As for the night competitions of Kazimierz, a friend of mine put it best. You'll always see what you want to see there, even if you don't realize it. Some say sports are just war with shorts on. Others say it's about pushing limits. If you ask me, I'd say, if you had no luck
Battle
snatching
sports,
tournament
race
tickets,
hits.
maybe check out the Formula Chariot Racing. It's in Lacedaemon, Minos. You won't regret it. Learn something new.
Oh man, I
over
wanted to know about other
Chug Bottle
types of sports though.
Subscribe
I've
to
still
my
been wanting to
channel.
know, like what other
More
kinds of
secrets
sports
Terra
do they have
await.
across Terra? of course, we know stuff like the football and things from the Icebreaker games and things that have appeared, positional football and stuff. But I'd like to know if they have other things. Like, do they have like a tennis equivalent? Do they have a soccer or football equivalent? Do they have, well, I mean, the positional football, I guess, is kind of like that. But do they have like a ice hockey equivalent? You know, things like that. I want to know what other kinds of sports they have. And of course, we have the night games and stuff. And of course, the races and things. But I was thinking, you know, even combat sports. Do they have mixed martial arts or boxing and stuff like that? So, I don't know. Interesting. Okay. So, here we are as part of the thank you celebration, and this is showing off giveaway type stuff. So we're going to be getting away, or being given some various different freebies and things. So part 1, we get the sign-in preview. You're going to get a new theme, as well as the operator skill specialization for a 5-star, I believe. Yeah, experienced operator skills collection. Okay, you're going to get 6 OP, and then thank you celebration supplies, I should say. I can't even talk right. Then we have, with the second round of sign-ins, you'll get some Arundum and other rewards. You get a furniture item. It's called a snow statue, according to this. And then you'll get the Estelle skin as a bonus. And then last but not least, you'll have 2 Colonel certificates, it shows, or a couple Colonel certificates. Of course, there's certificate 7. And then celebration supplies 7. So looks like we're getting multiples of certificates and supplies. So 5 supplies here, 6 OP, and then 7 Colonel certificates and 7 supplies there. Now here's something interesting. Special recruitment is coming. So when this event happens, there is an interesting thing with recruitment. So I'll try to translate what's on here, but essentially what's going to happen is during the event, the public recruitment will refresh. The corresponding character may appear in the order of the boot. Okay. I'm not sure what this is trying to translate, but basically my understanding is the first time you go in and refresh with this special recruitment that happens, you're guaranteed a 5-star operator tag. So you'll get that tag, and then you're basically guaranteed an instant 5-star operator out of the recruitment. And then, you know, the other tags are obviously randomized completely, so it's kind of up in the air what you're going to get. However, there's a second part, there's a second phase of this, where essentially, see if we can get to it. With the second phase, it's guaranteeing a 6-star recruitment operator tag. So you're going to get a free 5-star and 6-star out of recruitment guaranteed based on this event in 2 different phases. Now, I'm not sure exactly. It doesn't say when like the second round is going to start. It says open. Okay. So in CN here, this is actually showing me for the 5-star, this opens immediately after the update on the 25th. And after the version update on November 1st is when the 6-star will come in. So basically, when this comes to global, after the announcement of things, we'll have an update, we'll get the free 5-star, and then when the version update happens, we'll get the free 6-star. So there's going to be 2 updates, 2 phases to getting this out of recruitment. Okay.
Я расскажу вам о том, благодаря чему Урсус обрел свое место под солнцем. Верно, Игорь. Но эту историю вы не найдете ни в книгах, ни в гимнах. Она живет лишь в нашей памяти и в этой музыкальной шкатулке. Игорь был военным и многого добился на ратном поприще. И пока другие довольствовались милостями Грифона и смиренно ждали смены правления, Игоря волновал лишь один вопрос. Как взять власть в свои руки? Вскоре эпоха возвысила своего единственного героя. Железные копыта конницы хана Менгуула растоптали города Грифона и его былое величие. Бездействие редко ведет к успеху, а когда бездействует целая страна, наступает крах. На балу Во дворце Сент-Пегас вельможи Грифона, разодетые в роскошные наряды, не замечали острого взгляда одного из гостей. Это был Игорь. В бушующем пламени он разглядел шанс заполучить безграничную власть, стоило лишь протянуть руку. И он без колебаний ухватился за этот шанс. Пламя гнева разгоралось, и власть в стране пошатнулась. Стволы орудий повернулись против столицы. Мотыги разбили ворота. Люди бесновались, пока последний из вельмож не исчез в огне. Тогда-то Игорь и поднял с колен Урсус, избавив его народ от покорности и страха. Люди навсегда запомнят тот день, когда возродился Урсус. С тех пор
Something interesting about Ursan history.
В своих руках. Он призвал своих приверженцев обратить взоры дальше. В итоге повсюду на пограничных территориях Казимира были водружены знамена Урсуса. Рудники на севере неустанно питали войну энергией. О, разумеется, все они здесь. Во дворцах, в городах, на полях сражений и в каждой оде правителю Игорю. Но в водах нет ни слова о простых людях. Ни слова о рабах, погребенных в недрах шахт. Одни шли за Игорем, используя могущество себе во благо. Другие же не могли распорядиться даже своей жизнью, не говоря уже об остальном. Народ и по сей день восхваляет правителя Игоря. Он добивался величия силой. Этого я жду и от вас. Да будет славен великий Урсус, и пусть его будущее принадлежит сильнейшим.
Interesting. I always love learning the lore about some of the other locations, but I don't quite understand what they were saying, what exactly was going on there. So that might be something to dig into a little bit more. Hopefully we'll get a little more information, but obviously they're showing stuff upcoming about Minos and Ursus that we don't know. So more areas that we have a little bit of information about, but not enough. So it's going to be cool to explore a little bit. Let's see what else we got here. Silverash. Incoming call. Silverash, Lappland, Surtur, you, Amiya. What? It's adorable. It's like some sort of collab. Oh yeah, it's the Haidilao collab, yeah. Because I seen the artwork of Lappland. I've been sharing it left and right on Twitter. It's adorable. Very cute. And of course, looks like some food items and stuff that they'll get in game over there, but we'll never get them over here on global. We may get lucky and get like the furniture type stuff. God, she's so cute. Like in-game furniture type stuff may pop up like they did with the Rhodes Kitchen, which was the KFC crossover. They'll just rebrand it if there's any logos on it. So look at the artwork they're gonna put in the places in the restaurants. That's pretty cool. That's cute. I wish we did stuff like this over in America and other places, but if we do over here, it's, the only time we get stuff like this is in, California or, LA or New York and places that not everybody lives, make it widespread like it would be in areas over there, you'd get it in these restaurants and places that collab. It's going to be more of a widespread thing than just, here's one or two locations across an entire continent, kind of annoying. Entire continent, entire countries, whatever.
更多活动详情，请博士们留意海底捞官方自媒体公告。
All right, so looks like we're gonna dig into some other cool stuff here.
开展联动产品在进行筹备中。
真想知道将来会有哪些好吃的零食和有趣的周边与大家见面。更多联动信息将于后续公开，还请博士们先保持期待啦。在漫画方面，续缘读取《星红血钻》的实体版也即将与
Prelude Sweet
博士们
Blood
见面。
Diamond, Terra Starks of the
内
manga,
容以外啊，实体漫画还将收录人设原案
physical copy of
让我
that.
们漫画再次回顾
Cool.
奎因与剧团的往事吧。
饱受大家喜爱的123罗德岛系列也终于迎来了
Volume
第3册实体漫画。
Rhodes Island.
在漫画
Oh, that's
温馨
cute.
轻松的氛围中，与干员们一起
Physical
度过
comic.
愉快而有趣的罗德岛日常。
Okay.
此外，随着新一季主线动画的完结，《明日方舟》主线动画原画
Animation Volume 2 artwork, and oh, for the second
也
season.
正在紧锣
It's
密鼓
so
地筹备中
cool.
相信很快就会和博士们见面。对了，黑桥老师啊，我最近找到了一个好东西，软乎乎的，非常
What other kind of merch are we
你
getting
想不想
here?
知道是什么？
Show us.
是什么东西？
来，我给你看，
Show
这
us.
是我们的龙泡泡睡衣。据说啊，穿上它就能体会到和
No,
龙泡泡亲
is
亲
that
的
a-
感觉。黑桥老师，你一定很想试一下吧？
让我试一下。
Oh my god, come on, show it. Show it. It's a onesie. Oh my god.
好，这个是非常大的。
Oh no, it's not a full onesie. It's just a jacket, like an overcoat type thing.
很合身。
Oh, that's still so cute. It's Nian. It's got the little tail on it.
好像可以体
I
验
want
一下
one.
泰拉
It
人
looks
世界的
soft and fuzzy.
可以体验一下泰拉
I
人
need
世界的
one.
生活，坐椅子。
I would gladly wear that. I will wear that on stream. I don't care. You will all laugh at me, but it is adorable.
没错，虽然龙泡泡睡衣很不错，但是我们的宝贝可不只有这些啊，我还有很
I
多
want
很多
one. It's kind of like a
要给
hoodie,
大家分享的
like a longer hoodie.
哦，
你看这是什
Extra
么
warm.
这不是我最喜欢的宝宝吗？我等了
Oh my
好久
god, the
了
little
不错你可以
fish.
看一看，
哇，
有宝宝
Little
在啊，感觉
plushies
整
of
个直播间
him.
都变得可爱了
Ah.
说实话，我从2008
So
年开始
cute
在等待宝宝实体化的。
啊，那说起可爱的小伙伴，还不止这些吧？
No
没错，龙
way.
泡泡的全新主题周边啊，心愿系列也是在筹划中。
Stellar
龙泡泡会用
Wish.
怎样的
Oh,
风
look
格
at the
来演绎
beans.
12星座的特色呢？也请博士们保持期待了。
此外，明日方舟与万代一番赏即
Sweet
将推
Bite
出合作
Operators.
企划来份
Ichiban
甜点
Show.
罗德岛的闲暇时光。
Okay, these are more little figures, it
关注
looks
明日
like.
方舟潮龙山
They always do these real cute
了解
ones.
更多的后续情报。
在手办方面啊，也有很多新品即将与大家见面。
荒芜拉普兰德的
Oh my, Pookie. We're getting more of you. I've got to make room. Oh, I need to make room. I will have her. Yes. Yes, please. Oh my god. My heart. My heart can't take all of this. Wow. I love it. Yes. Okay. I am a happy boy. We have a Lappland the Decadenza statue coming, 1/7 from Myethos. Yes, she will be mine. We will have her. We will unbox her for the channel.
比例手办即将推出
Yes.
曾在6周年直播中公开情报的新人
Ah, 1/7 Exusia altar as
也会
well.
很快开售。
此外，我们带来了为
Oh, Wishdale
手办的原型预览。
Let's go. Good
由
smile
ALTERS 制
arts.
作的庆典之夜系列也有了
Ooh,
新的动画
more
其中可以
coming.
达
Helliger, Inez, Unectus, and Lin.
正在
啊
明日方舟官方旗舰店火热预售中。
We already have Schwartz and W. They were already announced. I've seen them on Amiya for pre-order.
可爱的 Q 版手办也有不少新情报。
W 与圣月送葬人的粘土人
Sanrio Nendoroid characters. Oh my god.
将以
That's
明日方
freaking
舟与
adorable
365家族联动的红彩茶会主题形象登场。
潮龙
That's
山
so
与
cute.
Apex 合作开发的来份甜点系列手办
Apex Toys
也在
Dessert
持续
Time
推出
Logos and
这次我
Silverash.
们迎来的是罗各斯和银辉 Q 版的他们也非常可爱啊。
而荒芜拉普兰德与缄默的萨
Oh,
斯
look
两位
at
干员则会在
them. Party Chibis. Lapland and Texas. Ah, look, the pizza box. There's a pizza and a wine glass. Oh my god, I need them. It's so cute. That's
加入
freaking
来自智慧
adorable.
Q 版手办系列。
哎，海猫老师，你说 初雪刚当上喀兰圣女的时候，过的是怎样的生活呢
That's freaking awesome.
雅儿的指导下，忙着学习各种各样的事情吧。
圣女的工作网页活动现已开启，欢迎博士们前来。
Where are the scientists? Oh, looks like an online event thing.
雪山大典，参与就有机会获得合成玉、食物周边等丰厚奖励。更多内容请关注《明日方舟》自媒体相关动态。此外，谢拉格除冰大赛也正在
Kjerag de-icing competition.
博士们快前往
I love the chibi artwork for them all.
大赛吧！
Bigger,
在比赛
bigger.
中还有机会获得 iPhone 17 Pro Max 植物周边和其他道具奖励哦。
虽说罗德岛平日事务繁忙，干员们也还是需要好好休息，享受自己的轻松时刻。
哎，我觉得呢，有几只小熊啊，非常适合帮助干员们放松啊。
哦，可以放松的小熊，哎，我知道了，是轻松熊。
没错，很高兴告诉各位
Arknights
博士
X Rilakkuma.
轻
Okay.
松熊即将在明
Coming
年上半年
soon.
开启联动，本次联动将带来
Japanese language Rilakkuma will be
家具、头像等各种
Okay.
内容。
干员们穿上轻松熊装饰的衣服，躺在轻松熊
Furniture,
模样的家具上，
avatars,
光是想想就觉
other
得很惬意
content.
啊。
是的，我们也希望通过这些内容啊，让博士
Capcom. Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter's back. Let's go. A second Monster Hunter collab. Oh, sweet. Arknights and Monster
正
Hunter.
如大家看到的
Beautiful.
即将和怪物猎人开启
So we're getting a
全新
second
联动
Monster Hunter
非常
collab.
感谢博士们
Now
对怪
that
猎人
obviously
7联
that
动的
more than
喜爱
likely
是大家
means
支
we'll
持
get
为我们
back
带来
kind of like
2次
with
联动的活动
Rainbow Six getting a
是的
second one.
本次
We'll
联动
probably
也
get
将
back
带
the
来
original
全新的
for a
赛事
limited
单位
time, as
为博
well
士们上演
as
明日方舟
the
与
original
怪物猎人
operators.
创造
So
出的新故事
Rathalos Norcorn and Kirinyato R will be back, which would be pretty cool. I'd love to get Kirinyato. I never got her the first time around.
猎人的好搭档
Rhodes
艾伦
Island
猫与
Recon.
马猎士
Oh, it's the Palico and Palamute.
罗德岛隐秘队的身份前来支援各位博士。
That's awesome.
没错，在猎人们的探险与战斗中大显身手的2位随从
That's so
会给
cool.
罗德岛的干员们带来怎样的帮助呢？这就请博士们到故事中自己发现了。
That's
对了
cool.
还有视频里那些在夜晚飞舞的光点是什么虫子？
这里就先给大家是又有哪些干员在故事中登场，还请博士们拭目以待。另外，明日方舟与泡姆将在近期开启全球范围的
Oh,
联动活动
Popucom
从罗德
crossover.
岛到班几号。
联动
From
开
Rhodes
启后
Island to
博士们
Pancake.
可以前往联动专题网页，登录明日
That's
方舟
cute.
账号，即可在游戏内的邮箱中
Jessica.
领取联动家具。
So it looks
在
like
泡姆
outfits for
中则会
Popucom.
更新明日方舟主题的小游戏关卡。大家，那博士们，下次庆典再会啦，拜拜。
Okay, so that looks like to be about it. Is there something else? Rhodes Island. Terra. Virginium. What is this? Okay, looks like some sort of a music video. So, of course, we got to keep that muted. We can't show that because of copyright stuff. But that's pretty much it. So, all right. So, quite the interesting stream and a lot of cool stuff coming our way, including a brand new Kjerag event with 3 new alters. Now, there's some things that brings up because obviously it looks like they're talking about or showing the possibility of Kjerag going to war against somebody. I don't know for sure, but it's very, very crazy looking because if you remember at the end of the Dagenbreaker event, the trains to Lake Silverash or whatever it was called, the rides to Lake Silverash, they showed the Brown Tails, was it Cirrus or Radatos? One of them was talking to Genosis about they had a ship. They were building ships underground, airships or something, to be able to use in the event of something. So it looks like that's finally coming into play. So we're going to pick up where that plot point left off. But the other things that kind of look weird is they seem to dive a little bit more into the past as well with Silverash and Pramanix. And we're getting some more information about them. But they're, of course, leading the way. The look of things is like they're becoming the leaders that Kjerag needs. And I mean, of course, they've already kind of been, but Silverash looks to be coming full on like war general type thing. And Pramanix is being at his side. And of course, with the banner being named, you know, Oath of Guardianship being the two of them, that kind of makes me think that the two of them are going to lead an army against something. Against who? I don't know. It's tough to say. Is it going to be Victoria? Because they've had all the problems with Victoria in the past. We've seen that in the past events and things with Kjerag. Or is it going to be other things? Like what exactly is this war or this battle going to be about? That's got me curious. The other thing that I picked up on in that original trailer was Pramanix reaching for Kjerag and her disappearing. Kjeragander, you know, she disappeared, which makes me think, is this kind of going to be a repeating thing in Arknights now? Because like, it seems like ever since Priestess appeared, now we have all kinds of things happening that the world's leading figures for each different region are starting to fade or disappear. First, the law with Laterano. Now, Terra and Kjerag is disappearing. So all the living gods, so to speak, or the leaders in each area are starting to disappear. So the religious figures and things like that are going. They're disappearing. They're becoming wiped in some way, shape, or form. Maybe I'm misinterpreting that, but that just seems to be like, okay, we've got multiple disappear. That there's something weird with that whole thing going on. So I don't know. We'll have to dig more into that. But you know, when it comes to the Kjerag things too, people wanted Monch as an operator, and that didn't happen this time. She got left behind again, so I'm sure that's going to upset a couple people, but it is what it is. I personally, Monch would be cool. She's got that character art style that would make for an operator, but I kind of would like to see the Brown Tails for reasons. Anyways, but cool looking event. 3 new alters, Astgenne, Pramanix, Silverash, other new operators, 3 additional new operators that are pretty cool. Some interesting freebies, some new merch, lots of cool stuff coming our way. And then obviously learning more about Minos and Ursus is also giving me some excitement here because I want to know more about the other regions of the world. But with that said, that's it for this one. We had a lot to cover here, but I hope you guys got a little bit of information out of my translations as best as possible. And again, the River V Workshop stream is linked in the description, so if you guys want to go watch that for yourself, you could. And I believe in their description for the video, you could also go to the Bilibili website to watch the very original. And that wasn't working for me for some reason, or I was going to use that and just, you know, kind of go off of that. But I couldn't get that link to work for me. So you could even check that out if you wanted to and not see like their chat and stuff on the side. So completely up to you, however you want to view it. That's it for this one, guys. I appreciate you all for taking the time out of your day to hang out here while we're on the channel. Let me know what you're most excited for. Out of all this that was announced, who's the operator that excites you the most? For me, probably Pramanix, because I absolutely love her. I adore her character art, her design, her story. She's one that I'm really excited for. But in terms of kit, I think I'm most excited for Astgenne and that ability to pull the enemies together. So lots of cool stuff, but those are who I'm most excited for. Let me know who you are down below. Skin-wise, too. What skins are you excited to go pull for? I want Lappland, for sure. Absolutely want Lappland. And the Civilite Eterna skin. Ohayok might be a pickup as well. She's a pretty good one. But we'll also get the free Estelle skin, too. So lots of cool stuff. New skins and things coming our way. That other one that they teased, though, for Crown Slayer was pretty cool. So that might be another grab. I don't know. I might pick them all up. Who knows? But let me know which skins you're most excited for in the comments. With that said, I'm going to get going. Take care. We will see you all next time.